back to Rev HP. My name is Egan Sacosta and we are back with another video for you guys. This time around we have the Ninja 650 with us here. Now this particular bike belongs to my friend Chris. I have ridden this for a while now, and today we are going to be sharing our experience basically about the entire way the bike feels and rides. So this particular bike here comes with an 650 inline twin, and this engine is tried and tested by Kawasaki. Now this thing puts out basically 71 brake horsepower at the crank and 64 Newton meters of torque. Now that it does at 7000 rpm, and the peak power is at around 8500 rpm. Now this one that we have right here is the 2012 model year, and the current one that is out in the market basically puts out 67.3 brake horsepower and about 61 Newton meters of torque. So yeah, the power has also gone down in the new one. So yeah, that's about it for the engine. Moving on to the suspension. The front we get a conventional telescopic fork. At the rear we have a monoshock. This one's adjustable only for preload, and yeah, basically that's it for suspension. At the front we have a twin setup for the brakes, which is again on each side we have a 2-port caliper, and this one at the rear we have a single port caliper and a single disc. So yeah, that's it. That's about it for the brakes. And as for the riding position, let's get on to the bike and we'll see how it actually feels. So basically, when you get on the bike, it's pretty relaxed. You can see, as you can see, I'm pretty relaxed with the thing, riding position and all. It's not aggressive. It's basically supposed to be a sports tourer, so it's got to be this way. So it's a good bike for touring. And also the wind protection. Now this thing, the windscreen comes with 2 different settings. This one's set higher up basically at the second setting basically you can say. So this particular windscreen also does provide adequate amount of wind protection. So if I just tuck in like that, you can see this thing's pretty good. So you get a decent amount of wind protection as well. So yeah, that's about it for the specs of the bike. Okay guys, moving on to the pros and the cons of the bike. Basically, we'll start off with the bad points. So the exhaust on this bike, basically the ground clearance is pretty bad. With the stock exhaust, the bike tends to scrape a lot basically in corners and stuff. So we decided to go with a full system exhaust, as you can see here. Now with this particular exhaust, that issue got resolved. So now we don't have the scraping issue. Again, moving on to the brakes. The brakes on the front are good, however the brakes at the rear, they need a lot of improvement. And as for the panel gaps, that's also one more thing that I don't like with this bike. There are a lot of panel gaps here, as you can see. Doesn't look really neat. So yeah, that's about it. That's the bad stuff. There's nothing more than that to it. So yeah, talking about the good stuff, the engine on this bike, however, is quite punchy. So it's got a lot of punch to it, a lot of character. Basically, you'll have fun with it. On the highways as well, for cruising, it's a very good engine. However, Kawasaki needs to improve on the throttle response. However, the bike feels a little too kind of like jerky in corners, so that will make you kind of lose a lot of confidence. So yeah, apart from that, again the suspension on this bike is pretty comfortable, oriented more towards comfort, since it's a sports tourer. Yeah, so they got that right as well. And the rider comfort, like I told you earlier, whenever I sit in the rider seat, basically the bike is pretty upright. So yeah, I'm sitting pretty upright. And as for the किधर है? कौन रहा है? दिसो ना वीडियो शूट करता तो मुझे मारा. It's a घोना घरा. दिमाग आप कर रहा था. Okay guys, sorry about that, kind of lost it for a second. I don't know where this guy came out of. Yeah, so anyways, moving on, we'll listen to the exhaust, this particular one that we have here, the full system. So yeah, it sounds pretty good compared to the stock. Sounds pretty loud. Let's rev the bike a bit. So that's it. That's for the exhaust. By the way, the stock exhaust doesn't really sound that bad. Yeah, but then this sounds way better than the stock. But yeah, that's again subjective. So yeah, moving on further, we'll look at how the bike actually feels.
To sleep with open eyes, I used to brave just to keep us alive. Now all I can see is we're drifting apart. I can't believe how it all turned dark. Bring me the light, bring me the light, bring me the light. Bring me the light, bring me the light, bring me the light, bring me the I can't